Welcome to a set piece tutorial. Set pieces are an often underutilized part of FIFA that a lot of people don't even consider that important, but I'm here to tell you they can make quite a big difference. Penalty shootouts, for one, so many people that I speak to lose their penalty shootouts, so getting better at penalties, that instantly will make quite a big difference to your game. We're going to do penalties, corners and free kicks for this tutorial. So I'm going to show you a few different penalty techniques that seem to work quite well online. I'll tell you how you can save these different penalty techniques if you can see people trying them against you. Then I'll show you my corner technique that I'm using on FIFA 21, as well as my free kick technique. Then none of these are going to be guaranteed every single time. There doesn't seem to be anything that's just unstoppable at the moment on the game, which if there is, I'm sure we'll tell you about. But for now, I'll show you the techniques I use. So the first one here, you can see this. I aim to the bottom corner, and I'll go back here. You can see it. So look at Neymar's head. You can see Neymar's head is aiming to the right corner. When it's aiming to the right corner, the head movement on it, a lot of people who know about this will dive that way. So I aim one corner to make them think I'm going to go that corner. I'll power it up. For this I'm doing a Panenka, a chip penalty. That's L1 and circle, or LB and B on Xbox. And then I aim it down the middle. You can see the keeper dove one way. This works really well. It is really consistent. It's my favourite technique on my first penalty against someone, to aim one way, make them think I'm going that way, and then go down the middle. It looks cheeky, but it genuinely is a viable tactic that works really well. One of the tactics people used last year to save penalties was to start in one corner and dive to the other, so they could also save the middle as well as a corner. Even if they do that, it will still go in, simply because it's that slow, they just dive past it. This is my favourite penalty technique. Okay, for this penalty, we're just doing a fairly simple one. It is aiming in one corner, so you can see there, Eric Cantona's head is looking to that corner. So the opponent probably thinks I'm going to go to that corner, and then instead of going to that corner, we change the direction, and I just aim that way. So I've looked that way, this keeper's going to dive that way, and then I'd go to the opposite corner. As I've said, a lot of people, the technique they use is just they aim in one corner because they don't even realise that there's this head movement in the game. So it's important to look for the head movement, and it's a good way of being able to save a lot of people's penalties because they don't even realise this is a thing in the game. Okay, this is a really hard penalty to save, and there is only really one technique to save it. This is like the top corner chip shot. So to do this, you press L1 and circle, or LB and X on Xbox. LB and X, LB and B, sorry. You don't have to put much power in it all. You want the circle to be small, so it definitely goes in the top corner. For this one, it really is important to do it with good penalty takers. You don't want to try this with defenders or players who have low penalties. You aim right in the corner, and then even though the keeper has started on the middle of his net and dove that way, watch what happens. He dives under it. The only way you can save this penalty, if you see someone trying to do it, is you have to move the keeper that way first, so he's standing here, and then dive that way. If you don't move and they go right in the top corner, your keeper will just dive under it every time. So it's a very good technique for penalties that a lot of people don't even know how to stop. Okay, if you're not confident with some of the other penalty techniques, this is another one that I like to use. This is a very simple one. It's one of the easiest. Some people aren't confident aiming right in the top corner or changing direction. This one is literally just power it and aim it into the corner. A lot of people, what they do is they start in the middle, they move to the side, and then they'll dive the opposite side. This works against that if you see people doing it, because you just hit it so hard. Even a top keeper like Alisson just dives past it. You can watch it again. You aim a bit in the corner. You put quite a bit of power on it, so you can see like 2 bars. You can maybe even put a little bit more. And it just goes right into the corner, and there's nothing the keeper can do about it. If you see them standing on the middle of the line, this is a bit risky, because if they guess the right way, they will save it. On last year's FIFA, the only technique people really used at all for corners was to take them short. Taking corners short is still a pretty good option, but if you have someone really good in the air, like a big centre-back like Virgil van Dijk or target man, I mean, he's not really a target man, but an all-round great player, but someone in the air who's brilliant like CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo, it is worth aiming the corners into the box. I'm not saying you should do this every time because they're not 100% consistent, but they're still a very nice way of getting cheap and easy goals, which who doesn't like that? What the technique for this is, before you power the corner, you want to press L1 to switch to CR7. So you switch to him, then you aim the corner, you do the power, you move CR7, and then shoot. Or you do the header when it comes in. So you see there, powered it up, I move CR7 as the ball's coming in, I follow it, and then this is key. Heading is manual on FIFA 21. It isn't offline, but online again in competitive matches it is manual. So you have to aim the headers properly. So if you aim down like that, trying to get into the bottom corner, it will just go there. So here I aim down and right, and see what happens. Beats the keeper quite well. Like I say, I'll show you that one again. So I've switched to him, I aim the corner, I power it up, I move CR7 to follow the ball, and just as I'm about to head it, time it, move it into the bottom corner. It works really well. Going to show you a couple more examples of this header. There, CR7 gets in a great position, power header right into the corner, nice and easy. Another one for CR7 here. Gets into a good position, leaps above the centre back and puts it over the keeper. It is key that you do this only if you have someone who's pretty good in the air. If you're using someone who's not great in the air, then you really will struggle with this. So it's key that they're good in the air, otherwise you're wasting your time. I wouldn't do this every single corner. I think mixing it up, taking some short, you can, even if they leave the edge of the area open, aim it to the edge of the box. These are all options, but it's just a good tool to have in your arsenal. That is a good way of getting nice easy goals against people. Free kicks have not changed too much since FIFA 20. On FIFA 20, free kicks were a really great way of scoring goals. A lot of people didn't realise this though. Most people's technique on a free kick is to call a man short, which you can do with R1, RB on Xbox, or L2, LT on Xbox, and just hold that, or hold one of those buttons and just pass it short to those men. I think sometimes you can do that, but personally, again, I like to shoot free kicks, and scoring a free kick is a really satisfying feeling, and it's a great way to get a nice goal against someone. I have a really good technique that works so well, and a lot of people don't really know how to stop it. So what we do, we aim it into the top corner. So I'm aiming it just above the bar. I want the middle of this circle to be there, about that much above the bar. You want to ideally be doing 2 to 2.5 bars of power, and then you move the right analog stick up, move it up like that, and then the top spin, you can see when on the circle it goes down, and it should go into the top corner. You can see that one, it didn't go in because I messed the power up. I hit 1.5 bars of power. We'll watch it again. So the circle there is perfect, and then I accidentally moved the circle a bit, so the middle of the circle is there. You can see the top spin down, and then you can see at the bottom left there was only 1.5 bars of power, so I needed the circle to be slightly higher and 2 bars of power, and I yellowed it. But I'm going to show you some of them going in and showing you how good they can be. Okay, this one here, a bit further out, 23 yards, it's on the opposite side. This one I don't even aim perfectly in the corner, and you can see I it moved that way, so the spin's going that way. But watch here, and this is key. Look how fast this is, and look at the swerve on it. Look how the ball moves in the air. Watch that again. This is just a really easy way of scoring goals against people that a lot of people don't really know how to deal with. Moves right into the corner, is a nice easy way to score. Here's another example of the free kick going in. So we aim it just above the bar again, put the top spin down, and look at that. As it goes in, it is just under the bar and very close to the corner. The perfect spot, if I could pick anywhere for it to go, would be there. There is a little bit of RNG, and by that I mean it's a little bit random within the circle where it goes, but if you green it, this really does minimise it. The key stats you really want to look for on your free kick taker, a free kick accuracy of course. The free kick accuracy basically means the circle will be smaller. The smaller it is, the harder you can hit it and the more consistent it will be. Curve is quite nice for getting the top spin, and then power just for beating the keeper. One way that people like to stop it, where you do the free kick that we've been doing, is to move the keeper. To move the keeper, you hold the right stick in, and as it's held in, you move the right stick to where you want him. So if Alisson starts there, which would be roughly where he starts, you hold the right stick and move it that way, and move him there. If I aim the free kick there now, and put the top spin to go down, unless it was literally there posted in, the keeper will save it. So, knowing this, I aim it into the opposite corner and watch what I do. I put it just above the top bar. Okay, come on Neymar. See a bit of power, and instead of putting completely top spin, I move my right stick up and right like that, because I want it to swerve away from the keeper. You can see there, it'll go that way. I even yellow this, but look where it goes. It has the top spin enough to bring it up and down, and then there you can see it goes right into the top corner. It is a crazy free kick from Neymar, and there's not really a lot the keeper can do about it. The best ways you can stop people scoring free kicks if they're really good at them is you can put a man on the line in one corner and move the keeper to the other one, but then you have to be wary if they bring men short and pass it. Free kicks are a really underutilised way of scoring in my opinion on the game, and if you can master this, master the penalties, master the corners, it's going to add a lot more to your game and bring you more wins. Appreciate you watching the set piece tutorial, hope it's helped you.